These are works of the peeps I roll with in life. Mary and Joanna. My life is incomplete without them, and a polygamous man like me will have to marry both Mary and Joanna. We are more like medication to each other, but they call us weed. Won't weed this weed? Do not try we, else you go insane instantly. You go high. I want you to go high in life, but I do not want you going high. Because without Mary and Joanna playing a role in your life, you can still go high. High. Observation has made me realize in real life, hello comes a lot of hi, and it's difficult for me to say hi to a short, cutie fella that said hello. Don't wanna put nobody through hello. But the long and short of this all is that a city set on a hilltop shall not be hidden. But even when my short peeps are on hills, they are still hidden like secrets, my secrets. I got myself 2 watches because I had aside Beverly and Lauren. Time heals, cut away my foot and with time I'll heal. This how time heals, and joy is how healing feels. The only time I haven't got is that 8 p.m. on the bottle. For my friends, I always tempted to stab a man anytime they sit behind the table to break bottles. But the man them aren't afraid of dying, so with a finger to one nostril, they sniff death in the form of the white stuff into the other nostril. My nostrils about these suicidal thoughts of suicide on this side, thoughts of suicide on the homicide on the homicide. This made me despise these spies who spy on our lives and snitch on us to life. We ain't on life side, we are on death side. We are racing with death. Jason, you can call that the death race. Those who run the world are actually racist. It's still a death race. But this race ain't for the swift, so Taylor, it ain't about doubling your pace. But watching this pace, it comes to a lot of drama. I've seen the drama, been through the drama. I've seen the drama. He was with drumsticks, drama with drumsticks, eardrums and drumsticks. I pray this drumsticks to your eardrums and create a great heartbeat. Rap to this great heartbeat. Beat every obstacle and break them down into bits and pieces. Make my heart beat peace so that I can't break down the breakdown. Let me give you the breakdown. Life is like a movie. Let me give you the breakdown. Brothers will marvel after I'm done with this breakdown, because we've been through the lion's gate while on this knee praying this dream works. How can you break us down? We watch life drag us through the mud. We weren't mad because we came from mud. We watch life drag us through the mud. We turned flowers because we rose from mud. We watched life drag us through the mud. Narcotics should come and get us before we go mad. The truth is, the trauma doors the trauma for us. And hallucination is like picking a bus into the happiest world within us. We do this just to forget our problems. But when we are whole again, we come back to meet the same problem. We are cowards who do not want to face our problems. The problem, it's about getting the money first. But getting the money first, you go no say no where cool. Make you no come not lie, we say now here cool, where cool. The truth be said, from Ghana to Lagos, life no be easy. From Lagos to London, still life no be easy. So while in Great Britain, we prayed people keep lending us some monies. Make you no give me a high five, my high 5 times so say I feel reach the most I then tell them things about my life. CDs. They say talent sells, but no one is buying my CDs just for me to earn some cool CDs. To be on a safer side, I left London for Ghana sake of. That be the only way I go fit enjoy some pounds. Sterling, life no be easy. Life goes. Oliver, can I really reach these life goals? So my name is Joaquin Speaks, and once again you are welcome to Ehalakasa Goethe Abansoro. And right now, I'll excuse myself and have Kleos give you some cool music on the acoustic, and after that, it's fireworks and brimstone. Peace out.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, my name is Kleos, singer-songwriter. So, I'm going to take you on a journey. All right, so just sit back and enjoy. Say away, 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 way away, 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 way away, 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 and say away, 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 way away, 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 way away, 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 and girl, I wanna be your owner, yeah. Girl, after you game over, yeah. I don't really care if you're older. Baby, come on, rest on your shoulder. See, let's go far away, miles away, far away, to a place where no one can detect how we play. See, let's go far away, miles away, far away, to a place where no one can detect how we play. Yeah. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me proper. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me sugar. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me proper. Yeah. Baby, come on, rest on me shoulder. See, let's go far away, miles away, far away, to a place where no one can detect how we play. See, let's go far away, miles away, far away, to a place where no one can detect how we play. Yeah. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me. Baby, give me love, give me proper. Baby, come and rest on me shoulder. Yeah. See the thing about you that caught my eyes is the same thing that makes me change my mind. Get a hard to explain, but girl, I'll try. Yeah, you didn't sit down, this might take a while. Ooh. I see this girl, she sort of just like you. Ooh. She even smiles just the way you do, so innocent she seemed, but I once fool. I'm reminded when I look at you. Say, we can sing it together. You remind me that I once knew. I see your face whenever I look at you. Wanna believe all of the things she put me through. Yeah, this is why I just can't get with you. Say, cause it remind me of her. Yeah, that I once knew. I see your face whenever I look at you. Wanna believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Say, I thought that she was the one for me. Till I found out she was on her great bushy. Oh, sex in everyone but me. This is why we could never be. Cause it remind me of her girl that I once knew. I see your face whenever I look at you. Wanna believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Cause it remind me of her, yeah, that I once knew. I see your face whenever I look at you. Wanna believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Yeah. Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can always see in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies. I can feel your body shake and the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run. I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. 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 Yeah. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can always see in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies. I can feel your body shake and the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run. I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. 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 Yeah. I feel it coming. 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 I feel it coming.
You are welcome to Goethe Abansoro with Ehalakasa. And I've always wanted to use the name as a quiz since I always explain it and how it is. Um, I see a lead for the building inside. Charlie, that's massive. So, Ehalakasa stems from three different words. That's Ewe, Gan, and Chi. Eha in Ewe is song, La in Gan is sing, and Kasa in Chi is talk. So when you put it together, that's Ehalakasa. And when we say Ehalakasa, you respond, it lives in us. Ehalakasa. Ehalakasa. Let me hear you. Ehalakasa. So tonight, we have two of the great spoken word artists doing it with us. And then I'm going to read their bios, yeah? Um, the first one says, all my womb of words birth multiple offsprings of meanings. And to enjoy the listening, please push deeper. Fiber is a multiple award-winning Ghanaian artist whose spoken word pieces are informative and distinctive in nature as they have constituents of in-depth knowledge into the subject matter. He employs poetic devices in a way that projects his wordplay to scream out loud along with his rhythmic delivery, which ends with a scar of smile on the face of your mind. He is also an actor, playwright, screenwriter, theater director, film director. He holds the title as a two-time Poetry Slam champion. He is one of the most sought-after spoken word artists when it comes to corporate events. He has had a good run of excellent performances at the various serial comedy shows in Ghana. No wonder we have Lexi the comic and then Obi Amponsan. Laugh Line, Comedy Fiesta, Romanus Incomplete. He is a co-winner of the West Auckland to West Africa WOWA Slam contest that saw West African poets beat poets from West Auckland, USA. He plied his trade as a writer at Anansi Entertainment as lead writer, first assistant director. He is the recipient of Best Actor at Accra Indie Film Fest, 2 Best Writer, and 2 Best Director awards, amongst others. Now let's welcome Fiber Bernard. Yeah. I have been to have a show with this guy. You're welcome. Welcome.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Sure. And then we have Royal. Royal King is a writer and a spoken word artist who believes the word fleshes out the abstract. Let's welcome Royal King. Royal King. So now we get the ball rolling, and we would like to receive questions from the audience after each session. So when the mic comes around, please do well to bring your questions on board.
Why would they even block the road without giving a sign of diversion? A version of the complaints at the scene where there was the roadblock is one of 2 diversions from a road user who sounded like one who was reading an inscription that came in block letters. His words came in a block and led us to think whining was the way to make our way out of the fix. But actually, whining got us drowsy, as though intoxicated, and further rendered us more unsettled about the fix. As though about to fix, yet still about the fix, he couldn't possibly fix the second bout of thoughts, wrestling drowsiness still of the 2 diversions, and so being fixated again, he spoke about the fix. In this, the letter, his speech ascended in blocks, skyscraping many rooms, plainly taking on flats, rather occupying greater acres in the capital. In this, the latter, his speech ascended in blocks, skyscraping many rooms, plainly taking on flights, rather occupying greater Accras in the capital. His speech was not just delivered in the capital, but it came in capital form. Then I knew miscellaneously he spoke cash, being inclined after he wrote block. In block letters, let us juggle between 2 foremost options, for most options, be it far or further. Another spoke with me, this time inside my brain, and inferred that either way, it's a bat or a bird. A mammal would fare against a bird with feather. Either way, it's a bat or a bird. A mammal would fare against a bird with feather. Either way, they both fly far or feather. Either way, they both fly with far or feather. Well, now, it's time to repeatedly fly while oscillating back and feather between the blocks, dipping to find solutions in the deep nowhere. Let us know well what better thing could be done better than beta, the second option after alpha. To make the alpha beta means to equate alpha and beta, which is in truth but complete falsehood. So many falls in the hood, it's quite scenic, lighting up the cynic and re-seeing the scene as scenery in those hood falls. And now be it we fall in the hood, we don't stay lying or play dead, but we are dead serious about not living carelessly and not just standing for the truth, but being the truth by taking the hood of the truth to let it shine over the falsehood first and next. So the alpha can be better, but alpha is never bitter. Any objections? Yes, sir. Well, sir, well said, but I must say I rooted over alpha and it's yielding something beta. Well, sir, well, sir, but I must say I'm rooting over alpha and it's yielding something beta. Be it the A and B all alpha in turns. Be it the A and B all fair and not turned. And if I can prove that A is B, this be no game theory practically. Tell the playboy to let it be because it's cardinal. It tastes different, but it's not sour. Think about this. The West is opposed. Oh, pause. I said, and if I can prove that A is B, this be no game theory practically. Tell the playboy to let it be because it's cardinal. It tastes different, but it's not south. Think about it. The West, East, opposed. Oh, pause. It used to be cardinal. And both sail the best way altogether. For all to get there, it'll be for all to gather. Don't preach stress when being preachy itself is enough to stress. So don't preach stress, just be preachy to stress. It is a thing to describe a circus and another for the subject to study and understand, grappling through life cycles. To hack this loop, brace yourself for a subject darking self-identity is simply undergoing self-study. Size yourself up, buddy. Look at you inside out and remaining plain as flying outward in. Imagine an actor using you in that state for a costume. It'll cost you being a costume. It'll cost you being worn out as a costume. You're stressed on being worn out. I'm one of two. I'm worn out too. Being a victim of wear and tear. I shouldn't have been this. But what else should I have been with all my cravings of getting laced up other than a shoe? Wind alone of deadly doctrinal friction from anybody. Let's go back to the shoe. Other than a shoe. Wind alone of deadly doctrinal friction from anybody, yet I'm still losing soul. And the spirit of my canvas is gone. Once I erase the marks, there's a split. Disclaimer. This claimer in open air without a flinch is no flint. Apartheid is not tried like you claim it is. Imagine apartheid and tried being statesmen opposed to each other, then putting apartheid and tried in the same statement with tried preceding, leaves them tried and apart yet tied to each other with a constant struggle to break free, making the volatile part of the tripartite man escape, leaving the remains, albeit without zest, buried in the crust for future discoveries. The rebirth of fossils from the rounded ovaries of the secular earth's crust. The rebirth of fossils from the rounded ovaries of the secular earth's crust. And for a better reason, it is described in summarized circumlocution, being the without of the circumference of a pandit circumlocution as disc ovaries. Now that's a discovery, right? No wonder. Now regain your sight. Fate, sit, and traits, oscillating thoughts, thinking no one is deserving of nothing except what he would be serving. And as the weight served on the plate is, and as the weight of the food served on the plate is, one is expected to eat even as everyone else ate. The heap that looks like a mountain afar off. But drawing nigh is how you depict a wardrobe to portray a piece being a portrait of clothes. For a portrait of clothes, draw nigh. For a portrait of clothes, draw nigh. Draw nigh for a portrait of clothes. A covering for the celestial vegans who beefed up signals to detect their weights unwitting to them, ending up on the Los Angeles Strip after eating apple cider. Now the apple cider was nice, but the aftertaste revealed in the sweetness and interlocked bitterness. The apple cider had vinegar. Just Adam, both Eve, that's possible, because I have a question for two. I'll stay mute and at the count of 1, 2 set. When the 2 are set, I'll let my tongue go, because that's all it takes to do it. Now you vine niggas didn't know the apple cider had vinegar. Well, now you know it's bittersweet. But a bittersweet being double-edged presents it as bittersweet. And now it's in the streams, assimilating in the tongues and intestines and in the vines or the veins. And although it is worth it being vinegar, it's in vain, nigga. Now drawing now to see now portrays a replicator covering for the one drawn out of water as he is hidden in a rock's cleft, doing the biddings of he whose presence had eaten him up. In the first frame, the vegans in eating were subjected to death. In the second, the subject was eating yet still had breath. Which breath is hard breath? Hard breath is breath, hard as tangible, simply confirming proof of life. Which breath is hard breath? Hard breath is breath, that seeks support from a supporter, especially when a subject is panting. Which breath is hard breath? I guess the breath of a solid figure is. Which breath is hard breath? Well, consider vapor from breath condensed and then crystallized into frost. Now that's hard breath. Still hard breath. See now the foot of sinner with the 10 commandments. Commandments set straight to not ever be bent. So how could Ben take turns with his cousin who finally breaks the precept by first going first to bend a principle and then take turns to bend 10 laws altogether? His practice appeared rather new or logically, elderly and oddly, no new yet from a more new finding. It was a new all logic practice for him in neurology. His antenna was up ahead to brain scan as he was neurosearching in neurosurgery. His antenna was up ahead to brain scan as he was neurosurging in neurosurgery. The piece takes a bow to finish, but let's brainstorm to finish. Hey, yo, if he's on the block, how is he not in the building? Is that possible? Being present and absent at the same time. Well, say he's on the block, hence restricted from the building. Me with the womb, that's a Lil Nas. The exit said, me with the womb, that's a Lil Nas. The exit. Alert for parental guidance, it's all pigeons. Hence, if imposter white pigeons out of the blues fly in this pace, Elon, we must exit to the exit. Literally, I can't incubate an industry baby. I don't have the womb to nest it. In Q, it's bait to maze you to bite in the constant pros. Literally be with the womb. The fact is, this right here answers with tactics the question, if he's on the block, how is he not in the building? So now listen, with just my belly in the tower, I am barely in the tower. How is the belly in dormant mode still ringing? Be still. Here the Adoma man, it's ringing. It's still the Berlin Towers. Ehalakasa, Goethe Abansoro. Peace out.
Erase the bar. Okay, now low. All right. Can you give me a loan of 6 minutes from the bank of your mind? Maybe right here I might need 5.55, which is approximately 6. Because the combined ingredients of poetry like fried rice, the message is delivered you see in blue ticks. Just know that the link for delivery activated here is too strong, so I need you to put on your Wi-Fi of attention, and together we can do this. With respect to the presence of us as the chairpersons is the essence for my recent euphoric temperament. With aim of nourishment to churn the mind, to serve as refreshment, to cast our thoughts, or the impact of poetry by virtue of our involvement, and with your loan giving, I promise you would appreciate your return on investment. My forte real money jalawa koke jalawa but wencha ubeka plena ke wo to ebo nyomo kwe be obonyomo aka obo mi to shi min che to boni atwa adafi ye mi he aka enlala wi mo gbag be ke ha ni le no wo no le aka sana gbagbe ya mi ko ni no ni yon chui no my forte Pilolo, ya fo bemlin. Pilolo, ya fo bemlin. This is a story of where I'm from. Are you ready? At the Achinam Kope Bibiedia. Koko any, brodo, but I need a healthy lifestyle. Intina, ko se shemui. Giving you my poetry is cutting part of myself for you. Hold it steady. I'm blessed with talent overdose. Punch niddy, I got it plenty. We are here at Goethe Abansoro. Then please let me speak my mind. And in speaking my mind, yeah, dear, me too, Sebi. Pimpina. See the handiworks of the Lord. So beautiful, Lana. Through the obstacles as we knew, take a moment and recap. Blessings flowing through my veins and even greasing my kneecap. For the blessings I'm on fire. My middle name is Kiba. Renewed by God's perfect grace. So now fear and setbacks, I've gone on rehab. So when you find the nakedness of success exposed, don't get carried away. Compose yourself and examine the lyrics of Success's album that is composed and just oppose that with the demo of your verbal intercourse had with failure in the days of the old. Okay, it's an established fact now. Now there's a thick, big, long, like pole that brightens the area. You need no cold. You need not be a fisherman to see there's a chance to obtain gold. With full vein, might, and vigor, please be bold and penetrate into the window of opportunity and don't withhold back. This you should know. And give us multiple styles of your work like a mercenary, effective with those weapons and artillery. Go with the flow. Take it, enjoy it, and let us enjoy it. Take it easy. Take it slow. And reaching the climax of your work, not stop. Push it harder, faster, hit it harder, and gradually come out with ideas that would blow our mind. I mean, let your job blow our minds. And saboteurs will be screaming in pain, whilst the patrons will be screaming in ecstasy. Together they scream, "Oh my gosh!" Success is at the doorbell ringing, ding dong. Success is at the doorbell ringing, ding dong. Because I realized everything was moving south on me. I punched with my fist when I looked to the east. I knew I'd done my best when I looked to the west, and nothing came out of it but the worst. And I raised my hands to the north and put him to the test, with high hopes of him handling the rest. Because almost as though Phil looked at my postcodes and said, "This is so awful, let it be. I know God won't test me beyond my capabilities. I just wish he didn't have so much confidence in me." So this is what God did. He did the math and set me up. Are you listening? The math set me on a higher pedestal. The math set me on a higher pedestal. He protracted my angle of elevation to the right angle. In a triangle of grace, he erased my poor performances and sharpened my talent, which encompassed me in greatness. You know why? Because he's the ruler. He rules. I knew this was the best method. I knew he was the Almighty. I knew he was the formula. So I would wait with faith as my beefsteak of grace grows in weight. I'll displace the place with my state of days, erase the states, distort, fill space, touch rays that blaze. I'm a victor in countless ways for the forthcoming days. I'd erect my stakes and call this my space. Now Phil looked at my skill display and said, "This is so awesome. Let me see." I know God won't test me beyond my capabilities. I'm so glad he has so much confidence in me. Anamu. Anamu, come and namu me. All right. I'm going to do this one with new music, the anamu of music. My name is Fiber, not the traditional F-I-B-R-E. This is F-A-I-B-A. I mean F for follow, A for Amadan, I for Ingbe, B for Bludo, and A for Amadan again. Right on. Ehalakasa. Right on.
Check 1, 2. Enti forget it will be a kafu mukumukuda echeche krebeba. Don't listen to them achia. Forget it will be a kafu mukumukuda echeche krebeba. Don't listen to them achia.
Widen up the lips, expose the gum, extend the corners of your mouth. Climb out of round abyss, stamp to approve happiness, bum. Let positive take on negative and about, and smile. Weeds of doubt have grown in the field of my mind for too long, with roots embedded real deep, stabilizing the stem to be too strong, making it difficult to move on, preventing me to smile. So declare this weeds, I need dozen oxen, I need a combined harvester. So in clever, within a twinkle of an eye, half is done. So soon I can smile. I need a sickle hoe, draw a shovel spade, I need a pickaxe and a cutlass. I need a digging, turning, piercing and holding tool. I want to hold the globe of my mind, spread it out to be an atlas. Because this lobby soil up here, it needs to plow. I mean, how can I set up an establishment and make the embodiment of sadness the CEO? Today in the boxing ring of happiness, I give sadness a TKO. So Mr. Frown, don't come close, don't touch me, please. Oh no, because I want to smile. So let your anchor hold when the storms unfold. For Treasure Island awaits you with gold. So be bold and smile. Because when you smile, reduces stress, that the body and mind feels in excess, similar to you getting a good shot eye rest. So please smile. Generating more positive emotions within you is what you gain. The gun of smiling triggers good feelings into your brains, just like a singer rehearses and an athlete trains. Happiness's work ethic is smiling, so requires your brains to train. So please refrain from frown and smile. So smile or frown, this is your time to smile. So smile, smile or frown, this is my time to smile. So smile or frown, this is your time to smile.
Don't listen to them, achia. Forget it will be ya. Don't listen to them, achia.
So why won't I smile more when smiling costs me nothing, but it makes me gain something, but frowning costs me something, but making me gain nothing? So why won't I smile more when my smiling will make my white teeth arrest attention, but frowning is a syrup for companionship's prevention? It aids your living longer when you smile. When you smile more often, it rewires your brain to form a positive pattern, whilst the negative ones come passing. So please smile. So I'm changing my career path. I'm changing my career path from an artist to be a janitor, to work with Zoom Lion as a mind cleansing coordinator, to be a psychological field excavator. So I'd always have the cleaned mind to smile. So fill the skies of your mind with positively condensed clouds. So if it doesn't rain ants and if it doesn't rain ants and termites or sweet beautiful gummies, smile. So smile, smile in front. This is your time to smile. It's a freshly read back of what's planted in my vineyard. My name FAIBA if I ever been there. Merci beaucoup.
You should be smiling by now.
Smiling, but the mic can't echo the smile. So I'll just say smile. It was a shaky thrill. In a short here, winding curve as a wavy thrill, like the demon-possessed demon Mammon, promising them wealth for a shady kill. It was a shaky thrill. It was a shaky thrill. The days described a levitated desire for sunken and diminished treasure, which would require the alliance of a well-poised set to divide the spoil, seeking the coil of the balance which is intertwined in a stalemate's talents, fixed in a game of hands. Mankind had forgotten he also is mammal and hence could also be hunted in a hunter's hands. The jungle of life fast declared the month is for the prey, confused whether prey or prey, confused whether prey or prey, confused whether prey or prey. While a man was kind enough to assume the form of a mantis praying for his kind prayed on him without giving ears to the prayer he prayed on. Slain between the pillars while he prayers on in the prayer zone, slithered through the vine's bone and received the bleeding grape. Zachariah is gone. It was a shaky thrill. In a short yet winding curve as a wavy thrill, like the demon-possessed demon Mammon, promising them wealth for a shitty kill. It was a shaky thrill. It was a shaky thrill. The love of what we seek is almost most times the blindness we often stricken by. 55th was glamorous in filth, a land stinking from the stench of precious minerals, filthy rich yet rich in filthy faculty. Still, PG would be the dialect for trade at these pawn shops. Still, we deter these miners from adding to society's guilt, but would we? Anne was my niece, obsessed with finding an old pearl, being overly thrilled. Precious gem which could not be priced for an endless kill. With bounty hunters on the move in search of this fortune medal, Anne should fortune her mind for a dicey end once the dust is settled. Lucky for Anne, she was far ahead of all in embracing with her neck to necklace her long, long for fortune medal. With a speed that is overly way high on this highway, fortunately, unfortunately, as my niece Anne made side contact with the old pearl, they fell into each other, crashed head on, kissed the deeper life, illustrating fade out. I could recall the screams fade out. It was a shaky thrill. In a short here, winding curve as a wavy thrill, like the demon-possessed demon Mammon, promising them world for a shitty kill. It was a shaky thrill. The bird in me going further as in making me not a good winger. But the more they burden me, the more the burden me, as in winger, takes. But the more they burden me, the more they burden me, as in winger, takes the lines and tow the tracks with a sigh that is dead once on appointment, hence an unrelieved sigh, traveling through my lang vehicle for a sport trailer. It's like an MJ short film gone bad. It's a sports thriller. I shall not fake. I shan't fake for the realer. I shan't fake because fake shuns the realer. The realer is no fiction. Shun fake, no the realer. It's not a big, giant movie grossing. It's a big, giant moving and grossing.
They hide under the guise of spare the rod and spoil the child. Now you wield the rod and you break the child with a force impact. They give it a pseudo-progressive title as being strict. It's pathetic. Society keeps endorsing that. So don't be surprised if I meet different thoughts. You see, I don't hate you. Instead for this perennial psychological mishap you caused me, I say, well, I don't thank you. I learned how to shave on my own. Yeah, I cut myself a couple of times, but not compared to the physical and figurative cast that you left on me. Thanks for never showing up at any sports or play I partook in. I learned how not to be expectant. Thanks for being heartless. Now I'm able to notice a toxic behavior from a mile away so I can avoid them. Thanks to you, I know what the actions of an unloving father is, so I know what not to do as a father, so I don't alienate my son. Because no small thing, Robocop vex. No stop beating and complaining like what mounts my neck is an empty coconut head. I heard whatever you had to say. Now it's hard to say what else you want of me, leaving me in dismay. Always sending a punch this way to my head. Emma Nyami Hiani is here to be massaging it. You liken my kind tenderness to the fair agenda with hate. You a character misogynist. I'm worth more than being a punching bag, but the reason you miss all this is you fail to have a keen eye and actually study and know who your offspring is. Because all my doings never ceases to displease you. When my doings never ceases to displease you, when everything I do is just to be pleasing you. See, the issue is that I'm swimming in a lake of fire without a swimsuit. All I wanted was love, but you fed my gastric, my stomach upset with an expired bean stew. Please do. Listen to me. We too should live in harmony. But instead of a fist-to-fist tomomijo paddy, it's always a fist-to-head in jeopardy. The mention of your name brings to mind horrible sins with hardly a fond memory. No joke, Adi. For this childhood trauma, you scarred me for laugh with. I'm more than being controlled like a Robocop, yet you treat me like what mounts my neck is an empty coconut head. But don't be surprised if I mean different thoughts. You see, I don't hate you. Instead for this perennial psychological mishap you caused me, I say, I say, oh, you well, I don't thank you. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Madam, I say, oh, you well, I don't thank you. Ehalakasa. Ehalakasa. These are two powerful poets. And this time we've got into his questions and answers, and I'll start with the format. I have a question for them. Then from there, the mic will be going around for anyone who has any questions for Fiber and Royal. So, my first question. I've known you all for quite some time. I would like to know your creative process. Yeah.
So the creative process. Okay, so there should be some form of conception. Yeah, just as seeds are ticking and in the womb babies are formed as fetuses. It begins with that. So a little conception is a thought, just a premise that hits you, and then you are in that space, and then you feel like if that's your space, then you make some rockets fly maybe, but it will take a process to gradually grow that. Sometimes, like, if you would be honest with yourself, a concept could sit with you for as long as it could sit. Not all of them have the same growth process, or I should say gestation period. You understand? How long they stay in the womb before they come forth. A cow's kid, that's a goat really, a kid of a goat, stays in the womb longer than an egg stays in that of a hen before it lays it. So it's a whole lot of differences that comes with gestation. But then when you ponder over things over time, just as God broods over the water, the solution definitely will pop, and we are able to solve things. Thank you.
Did you understand that? Cool. Oh, you well, I don't thank you. Fives.
A creative process. It varies in everything that I do. When writing a film script, is different. Sometimes I employ that style too in poetry, because when writing a story in film, there's a plot beats you're supposed to hit so that it becomes commercially viable, and also you're able to reach every storytelling points you're supposed to reach. So when it's a piece that I'm supposed to follow it through, not bar after bar after bar, I have to employ that style. So that's it. And about putting pen to paper, I'm one of, I don't know if there are many of us like that though, but I like to finish writing in my head before I put pen to paper. Yeah, I finish the whole thing in my head. When I get an idea, I'm very stubborn at putting something down or something. So many times I'm always beating myself for forgetting something. But by the grace of God, I'm able to remember most, like 80 to 90% of it. So I trust myself that, oh, I remember it. I remember it. Sometimes you beat yourself because you forget. Because, like I said, I like to finish writing the whole thing in my head. And because many a times through my performances, when performing poetry, I end up having rhythm in it. So I know where I'm supposed to put a rhythm in for which message. Because there are certain messages when you put a rhythm in it, you'll be unable to get the results you need. You won't be able to heal people. So you need to put the rhythm at the right places. So I finish all of that. And then when I'm okay, now I come and write the plot of it before I start writing.
Nice one. Nice one. I was about to ask if you do forget, but then you mentioned. So what formula do you employ so as to recall most of it and or all of it and not lose even a little?
Give me room a little bit, but it's basically by the grace of God. Yes, God has blessed me with a curse, which is creativity. And I have retentive memory, so I'm able to remember it.
Sure, sure. Now to the audience, I wouldn't like to take all the time. So if anyone has any questions, I would like you to ask questions because what these two did here isn't a joke. Hey,
Hello.
hi.
Damidasi. Is it based on personal experience?
Yes.
So how are you and your dad relating now? Are you still medaing him as or there's a difference? Yes. Are you still dying him as or the relationship has improved?
I'm sure silence means consent.
He's still showing his pearly white teeth.
It's Medase.
They are still medaing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
It's good to show appreciation for good works. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. To Fiverr, you have been doing poetry and movie at the same time. So, which one is your stronghold? Like what you actually focus on. Is it the movie more than the poetry more than the movie? Just like Jeffrey Northey, you can see once in a while you come and shoot a poetry, but most of the times he's doing these movie shoots.
How best do I go about this? Okay. The disciplines that I went to classes in heaven for are acting and writing. Those are my two basic things that I know I was born with. Now, every other thing that I do, every other thing that I do is like it's a bonus God gave me. Just like in the Bible, people were given 2 talents, 5 talents, and they worked on it and they doubled it. Yeah, so I believe this is how God also blessed me. So those ones are the basis on which I work with all of the other disciplines. Nonetheless, does not mean that I treat one lesser than the other. No, I'm a 2-time slam champion. I won't be able to win slam 2 times.
What you are saying? No be
If
joke.
if it
2
happens,
times.
if I'm not consistent and serious with it, I am. Yes, and each one that comes to me, I work with it, and I don't take this work for granted at all. I don't take anything art as a joke, because to me, this is my pulpit. So just like the way God called a pastor to be a pastor, this is me. This is what God called me to do. The same way anybody else who has a different talent, someone's talent is sewing. That's how they are able to affect lives positively in the world. The pastor's work is affecting lives positively through his words, through explaining the Bible. Mine is explaining life to you through my words, through film, through writing scripts. So I'm doing it exactly the way a pastor would consider his work sacred. This is sacred to me too.
You say you don't take it as a joke.
At all.
But joke be professional.
They themselves, they are here. Comedy is a serious business. Ask them.
Yeah, that's why I say you don't take it as a joke.
At all.
Charlie. We are sorry.
So to the other gentleman.
Royal King. Royal King.
Oh, hi, Royal King. So as a creative in Ghana, it comes with it, like naturally you are underappreciated. Yeah. So with regards to the kind of poetry you do, I think that it can be very hard to digest. So how do you stomach being underappreciated and being in audiences that don't understand what you say?
Yeah,
Hard to digest, constipation and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
Bro, telepathy, you read my mind. I was
she
going to
spoke
talk about
stomach and
constipation,
all.
actually. I can't stomach it, really.
That's
Yeah.
crazy,
No,
bro.
it hurt. Yeah. That's true. And that's real. Sometimes you have seen what's coming, but then it hits you and then you realize it hits you and then you realize, oh, it's the wave that was coming, but it hits different. You understand? We know about the reality this poses and the fact that having a style that's not too much traditional or in line with what will be called as popular or be termed as the trendy style will be difficult to have all the cult following and all the big traction. But I think one thing you should look at is you should stay true to you. Beyond that, as an artist, the last time I was speaking with my big brother, Fiber here, spoke to me and he told me about the fact that it's show business. It's 2 words put together. They are not hyphenated, but they are together. Show business. So there's a show aspect and there's a business aspect. So although you are having an art form that you are forerunning and then you are doing it the way you want to do it, you think about the show aspect and the business aspect. Are you going commercial in a way? It should be a thought that hits you. So it shouldn't always be something that should be daunting, something that won't be so relatable, something that would be too difficult to wrap your mind about or around, but rather something that could be easygoing at times. That is where you are able to now veer really or best into show business, and then you're able to handle that. So it's a good question. It's a good question. Difficult for me to stomach, but I think some pegatives will help me run this. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Pegatives, Charlie.
Okay. I don't know if this is the right place to ask this question, but because I've had this conversation with Fiber before. Originally, I'm not a poetry or this poem thing fan.
Yeah.
Until I met Fiber and a couple of other poets. I want to understand your business. Is it to be always like perform to a small number of people, or there is a plan to amplify this? Because sometimes I come here, like for the first time I'm seeing you perform, and you have a beautiful brain, but it shouldn't be limited to just the few of us here. If not because I know Fiber, probably I wouldn't have known there is a program going on here. I don't know. Comedy was treated the way I think Ghanaians are treating you guys. So what is the way forward? I'm asking you, Fiber or any of you. What is the plan to get? Because there are a lot of people who would want to also enjoy, but they don't know where some of like these shows happen because it's within a certain community.
Yeah.
So how are we going to amplify this and maybe get mainstream media to also talk about it?
So talking about amplify, this is going through the speakers. Now you can continue, bro.
Unless maybe you tell me poetry is just for
No. Look, I have a piece. I have a line in a piece that I have with Joel.
Yeah.
Back-to-back poetry. That's the title of the piece. This is the basis for all art. Poetry is the basis for all art. Any art you know, poetry is the basis for it. So definitely, it's not to do it for small people. No, I've said it several times that. No, I'll say it here. My dream is to perform in a huge place like a stadium where many a time you see poetry, we don't respond with clap so that it doesn't interrupt the process, so we respond with a snap. So I can hear a giant snap. That's my dream.
Goliath.
So definitely, I don't look to have it be here. I have it in one of my pieces that I want the whole world listening to my art, not just the nearby towns. So, for sure, I'm. Thank you for the question, and we definitely are working towards that. Mesia will be very.
So what's the how? He's saying, how do we amplify it? It looks like you were Moses beating about the bush. So how do we? How?
Right. But making sure that poetry is sent to people who are not even coming here to come see it. Well, that's one way. There are lots of ways. We have plans in place to do that. So I'm glad to hear that you have that thought too in mind. I'm glad to hear that. We're working towards that. And we'll do well to make sure that next time that question is asked, there'll be improvement in the number of eyes watching what we are doing. So thank you for the challenge. We will work on that.
Well, can you add some words to that?
Add on. Yeah, I'll treat mine as a minus, maybe. But yeah, going forward, I think there should be more work put into the arts, so that the challenge that's put to us will come forth before us, just a little thing. But now it's a big challenge and it's a giant one. But we should be able to stand up to that so that we overcome it. So it's about working tirelessly, doing everything possible, going through all the loops so that we come through the needle hole and we still are big again. We go through specialization and generalization back again. So that's it. Thank you so much, sir.
So I would like to say something little. I think aside that, we also need media outlets to also help us. And with regards to that, I think Kentinka TV, he's here. Kentinka, has been doing a good work. I think he posted a video to hype this, and then he actually sponsored the post. We gave him nothing. He just loves it and he's pushing it. So I think we should give him a round of applause. And Kentinka. That's Kentinka. And also I think moving forward we'll be intentional with it. Like not just seated for people to come watch it, but also make movements, go to like by force, by fire. We are taking it by force. This is a promised land. What you say? We are not here to joke. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, I mean, when you say you are not here to joke, some of us don't.
I'm sorry.
don't usually,
I'm sorry.
don't usually like to hear. For me too, we are joking. So, uh, yeah, but I want to applaud Fiber for his presence in the arts industry. Like, even even when like the theater arts people want to start their shows, you see Fiber starts with some poetry stuff, and then all the audience are like, "Yo, really geared up for the rest of the event." And I applause to you, man.
Yeah, yeah. Round of
doing-
applause for
Yeah, and
Fiber.
I always see you there. Like, and I like how you guys try to find a way. Like, you featured in my
Ye-
show in January.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it was a comedy show, but you were there.
I was there.
Yes,
I was there.
that is how to get.
I
into
wasn't
the
there to
system.
joke.
Yeah, you did. Yo, you guys are amazing, guys. Like your when we sit to listen, we went for a poetry show in New Jersey. There's a comedy club, a poetry club called Cry Out Cave. And that evening they were doing I think they were doing therapy, right? Yeah, so the theme was therapy, and it was beautiful. Everybody came out to see. You guys are doing something like that too. It's just amazing. Like, yeah, and it was beautiful watching them, and you know how they construct their stuff, and it was beautiful. I think for my question though is that when you guys are performing, do you try to like water down your content sometimes to fit the audience? Do you try to do that, like, or you just go the back, the there? You just, or sometimes you just try to look at the audience, because for us comedians, like me, when I go to perform maybe at Kumasi, the three punchlines would be more because I'm performing to Kuma, and they would love that. You understand me? And this is not derogatory. It is because that is what they would relate with, and that's what they would laugh at.
Yeah.
So when you guys are doing your stuff, you're doing your delivery, do you like look at the audience and go like, okay, maybe I should make some. I saw you do some guys. So it was just beautiful. Do you like think about that before you do your performances? Thank you.
All right. Let's take it from the top before I say anything else.
Okay, so there should be that consideration regardless. So if we don't do that, we should start doing it. But it is a thing to be done. So you should know what your audience is. Who are you serving? You're serving kids, you're serving adults, you're serving the aged. Then you know what content will be good enough. There are kids' books, there are adults' books, and there are books that are, I think, cumbersome a bit to understand, complex books, maybe with formulas. If you don't have teaching and guidance, you won't understand. But there are simplified ones. So you should know who you are going to perform to. This is something that will really align with them. What's their story? What do they really relate with? What's their culture? You should put all of these into context before you attack such a show, a program, a performance to an audience as such. So it's a thing to look at. It's a thing to look at. Thank you, sir.
There are pieces that I actually don't care. And so far with the poems that I performed, I'm sure you've seen one that I didn't care.
Yes.
Yes.
It's okay.
That one I'm not looking at if audience or not, the way it flows. So I'm an artist too. So I'll put it in an artistic form where it definitely can be heard and understood. So I'll write it for it to be comprehensive. But I'm actually, for some pieces, I don't really watch that. Oh, I'll put it this way for audience. I'll put it this way for audience. No, I don't do that. But there are some pieces too that I think about it that I'm supposed to write it in this way so that it becomes more receptive. Yeah. So I take my time to try and use the knowledge, apply it using wisdom.
Sure. Then again, I'll say we have categories of artists where we have lyrical Joe, we have Akan, we have Walasi, we have AC, and they are all different. So if you are reached out to perform in Kumasi and you think Uchi can get a tree person who is also a poet to go and do it. Sometimes you shouldn't be selfish. That's what I'll say.
Amen.
So,
Hello. Apologies. I think I need to say this before we continue to the next session because the two gentlemen who really spoke here tonight are amazing, or two of them.
A-list,
we need
A-list
to
comedians.
just give due respect to those respect is due.
yes.
Can we give them a round of applause,
Right.
please? Obi Abansoro
Lexi.
and then Lexi the comic.
Yeah.
They are they're like the pillars of comedy in this country.
Yeah.
And having them here, it's really an honor. And
Yeah.
so we really appreciate your presence here. We
Right,
really do.
right.
And to put also the question about whether spoken word in Ghana is going to go anywhere towards the way forward, I think it's important also for us to understand that spoken word is the last art cry in this country. Arts have come up. There's the visual arts, there's the sculpture, there's music, there's all these things. Poetry seems to be the baby last. And for a lot of reasons, we can't explain why it looks like people don't know we exist. But here we are, we have appeared at the World Championship on two on a row, like last year and this year. So we are in the dark, but still doing what it needs to be done. And if a state is important, because Kwame Nkrumah was a poet in his own context. And if we really believe that these things are important, we are not the ones supposed to go out and beg for people to support us. I think they should know that this is necessary because they know that you won't see some of these things on national television. They would definitely go into their skin. And for the politicians or people in this country, these things, they don't want it to even bother them because they know when they give them the space, they will. Thank you. So, and also about the idea of talking about, I think it just disappeared. All right. Let's go. So we're gonna have a break with music,
Knee music.
and then we come back to the second set.
Knee music. Let's have knee music. Yeah. Knee music. Sensation. Mapon.
Right now, I have to know my audience before I play my song. So, my audience, do you like my music? Okay. So. Oh, I keep on walking. Said I keep on walking till I find that old love, all that old love comes to find me. Till I find that old love, all that old love comes to find me.
Yes, indeed. Ehalakasa. Hey, that's a review. Ehalakasa. Ehalakasa. So we're moving on to the next session. And I think Fiber is in there. So Royal will kickstart with us, right? As we wait for Fives.
Elidio the poet, I see you.
Everyone wants to be a free man. Considering the highest rate of guns sold, yeah, everyone wants to be a free man.
Yeah, no one wants to be ruled, but I took a close look and realized we all have the desire to rule. If so, who should be ruled then? One would rather enslave himself in their mind instead of being a slave to another man, because clearly that's not crystal. Everyone rules in his province, leaving no space for surrender. Holding on tightly and entirely to what we have, not ready to let go because it seems too expensive to lose and so costly to giving. But trust me, it will always be so until you understand the principles of giving. Giving, give in, a two-syllabic word, easy to pronounce and write, but comes with much complexity than you can even think of. We all give in diverse ways because everyone has something to give. On the other hand, the recipient also gives his blessings and good wishes, and that's a proof that giving is reciprocal. Yeah, giving is an exchange, a barter trade. Now seek the face of God and receive his presence, and in return, you would give him a heartfelt praise. Take note, when you give out of your heart, you don't just give anything. Have you ever sat down to analyze the weight and worth of what you give? Ask yourself how easy it is to pay the cost of what you give. If need be, can you give that only child in for adoption just to secure a better future for him or her tomorrow? Sometimes giving is not just that easy, especially when what you give is a concrete life support. Think of donating a kidney for mama to survive, but don't be deceived. Think of donating a kidney for Jonah not to survive, but don't be deceived. Think of donating a kidney for Smith Watt to survive, but don't be deceived. I said, think of donating a kidney for mama to survive, but don't be deceived. R.I.P. Because though the kidneys look like the plant being, you should know they can grow to bear more fruits. Unlike the blood cells having the tendency to produce more blood all by themselves. See, giving and donations vary. Some are replaceable, certainly others are not. Those that leave your heart partly broken, making you feel lost. But just know, your weeping and groanings may endure but for a night. Surely joy will show up with the daylight in the morning. Just know the seasons, because whatsoever a man soweth, he will surely reap. You will surely get your returns. Your expectations shall never be cut off. I always find myself praying for that day I'll be blessed enough to affect the world, bless lives, feed and shelter the homeless, and with grenades on their heads, show them love in a mind-blowing way. But how could all this be if I fail to give the little I have in hand? If I'm unable to sow that tiny seed I have in hand, that flamboyant and fruitful tree will forever remain unexistent, a mirage, imaginary as a dragon breathing fire, an impotent flame which can't even give birth to a fire outbreak. See, your giving should be a sweet melodious song, a trap to capture the heart and to please the soul. Your giving is a bait to slay more blessings to yourself. What the Bible says, cast thy bread upon the waters and you shall find it after many days. Feed the people with the little you have. Sow that tiny seed you have in hand and reap an unmeasurable quantity from it. For the only reason for casting thy bread upon the waters is to lure and entice the fish to rush into your nets till they overflow. And unless you cry out for help and fill up other ships, your nets will break and you lose everything, even onto the last peck. And that's one thing about blessings. When you fail to give what you have, you are bound to lose it forever. See, giving can't simply be shortlisted and limited to money, riches, and valuables. After all, these things are corruptible. What of giving a man salvation, a gift that is not corruptible? See, give what you have because everyone has something to give. Teach people the right way to give, and as the wind blows their way, they'll be able to adapt, create room for everyone. Let the rich and wise give their gold and frankincense with ease as if it was something mere to support the worthy cause and get the blessings thereof. But since every story has got two sides, surely the rich overtaken by folly will give out of their plenty and abundance here thanks to ignorance. But maybe all you have to give is your presence. You can only support or help with your little strength or effort, maybe a dime or penny. It might be the least regarded though, but even if it be the lowest denomination in a currency, it could still be the most valuable and pleasing offering ever for the heart with which you give. For the sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. Oh God, thou not despise, for the sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. Oh God, thou not despise, for the sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. Oh God, thou not despise. Hey, yo! If he's on the block, how is he not in the building? Well, say he's on the block, hence restricted from the building. Me with the womb, that's a little nas. Me with the womb, that's a little nasty. Exit. Alert for parental guidance to all pigeons. Hence, if imposter white pigeons out of the blues fly in this space, Elon, we must exit to the exit. In Q, literally, I can't incubate an industry baby. I don't have the womb to nest it. In Q, it's bait to maze you to bite on the constant pros. Literally be with the womb. The fact is, this this right here answers with tactics the question, if he's on a block, how is he not in the building? So now listen, with just my belly in the tower, I am barely in the tower. How is the bell in dormant mode still ringing? Be still. Here that dormant man, it's ringing. It's still the bell in tower. It's in this Ehalakasa. Goethe Abansoro. Thank you.
How is he in a block and not in the building? I didn't think of poetry and art, and then so now come mainstream home. It's not in the building. Okay. Smile for me. Okay. Oh Lord, give me some more. The droplets of grace are missing some spots. It's missed my groin and thigh. I want to feel every single pore. My excitement increase the speed rate of my pulse. To my plight, I wave goodbye. And now when the east wind blows, I know I'm a blessed man. I'm a precious jewel. See, I'm a precious pearl. Keep on further, Lord, so this pearl ye can fly. When I was long overduly underrated, you got that mediocrity uprooted. It was pushed undercover, spy. So when my race to success was conducted, instability of surprise got his feet to his neck for the feet that I collared. An almighty referee verdicted the race to success, Abuano, is a tie. Because I was annoying as a buzzing sound, I was only fly in my house. The fallow period is over, Lord. Bring your talent machine of greatness so this talent-filled plows. Because I want the whole world listening to my art, not just the nearby towns. See, it doesn't sit well with me. The game success keep playing with me like some cat and mouse. The desire soup is boiling, Lord. It's about time you made the fufu ready because my needs artwork deserve to make some pounds. Bar after bar, I knew something for ha, I'm for ha. Pa to pa, when I kickstart saying pa, now I knew something papa, which is to say sana. When I want to crash a fumpo bar, usan debede nam paba. When I spit my words, you realize greatness and I are at par with each other. I'm in par of this economics literature medium. I have bent down metaphor, similes, and poetic devices, and I'm the personification of a dictionary and a medium. See poetry moaning. I have bent down metaphor, similes, and you realize greatness and I are at par with each other. I'm in par of this economic literature medium. I have bent down metaphor, similes, and poetic devices, and I'm the personification of a dictionary and a medium. See poetry moaning, telling me softly, oh, take it easy, now weed will hormone. She said, I didn't know my tankwa da high. She said, I didn't want you the smoke of weed will hormone. She said, Honorable Fiber, you set for my inside some of a blazing fire, and I missed everything being finer, and I don't know comparing to the finest, you are still the finer. And if you're not going to charge me an exorbitant finer, I'd like to give you my stress bringing for you to bombard with your poetic and art pieces, so when everything is finer, then you can bring it back to me, yeah, back to me. When you skip me, go around looking for excellence like a boomerang, you would come back to me. Why is it so hard to see? I'm making a list of the best, and this art is incomplete without counting me. What? Stylish display in the art. Come to me. Actually, I'm adum yi. For dom, I'm me put me to tell. Because that's a matum be. Well, you are the best save for the last in the reverse counting of 1 to 3. Swolly headed. Because the home concourse is made. I'm shout to G's. Oh, stop it, please. Now such what? That's a poetic driving for me. To free. Taunya suit massem ye. I'm the light for the camera. Brace yourself for impact as I put action in it. Don't put me in a box bound by archaic ideologies. I'll do it past the limit. What? Epitome of greatness in true art. Post my picture without caption in it.
Aduane ne nsan nti ɔmo di wie a ogusu di ɔmo ɛwɔ side no. Odi wie a na sese. They as a unit drags me to court after they caught me on drugs, so to speak. But about how I came to possess the drug, it was presented so bleak, so oblique, with an end to cow me as they hide unseen, the unseen portions appearing very shaded, and on the contrary, leaving me to pry my way out of the cold heat of the sun, since my own progeny would dare scorch to scourge me. It used to be a jolly ride, but why he'll be pit against me, I don't know, because I'm not Brad. It used to be a jolly ride, but why he'll be pit against me, I don't know, because I'm not Brad. I have met all fabricators, but I see for sure this craftiness was fashioned by the mistrained mezzosmirth. I have met all fabricators. I have metal fabricators, but I see for sure this craftiness was fashioned by the Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I filled all the loops when I saw ports in you. I'm supporting you whenever your cultural practices leave you astake, but you, brat, I'm supporting you whenever your I filled all the loops when I saw ports in you. I'm supporting you whenever your cultural practices leave you astake, but intentionally you, brat, pits me against Jolly, U-N-G, Lena. You gambled the best we had, so why not me to finish it off with a risk to have your stake, Lena? Now, Smith, in with machete, I played cool though bloody. I said, smitten with machete, I played cool though bloody. Notwithstanding, I always stepped out of the calm to walk my son to school to learn more about the light. That's a course on self-identity for my son. My little boy by name is Eliezer. And although it is nightfall, I can't wait to see when nightfall truly reflects its name. Nightfall, so geared by self-destruct to make the nightfall, because I can't hold back tears, yearning for the morning to be sun-kissed by a laser. But as far as now, for every time I presented me to behold the sun, I went past being a present, became a maxed off sacrifice which perceived a future in an embrace, whereas in Eliezer's hacksaw blade. And even if it goes completely north south, it still is west, and as Wesley snipes on me, planting me the blade. And even if it goes completely north south, it's still east west, and as Wesley snipes on me, planting me the blade. And although the hacksaw rips, I pray for secret and private doors to open it up to bluntness on this hacksaw ridge. Typically contrasting visions. Snipes was acute in Harry Potter. Wesley was sharp in blade, but my son is a sparkle, ever shining sharper. Now take note. Either to embrace my son or to hug a laser means the same. He's Eliezer, the lightsaber. Taking cooking tips on Mitar, I force through reverse osmosis to marinate chicken in the kitchen. And as Mitar falls in place, oppose see me leave prints like no other. Now hear me retake another. Saying, taking cooking tips on metaphors through reverse osmosis to marinate chicken in the kitchen. And as metaphors in place, oppose similes prints like no other. It's just basically flawed to find similes like no other. No author flaws a simile to be like no other. That's metaphorically undefined, being in similitude with no other. Now put your pens down. We finish this with no other. Because all Excalibur has is an Excalibur of its next of kindred. Because all Excalibur has is an Excalibur of its next of kindred. The utterly lost kindreds, his line being logged with no author. With no author, there's no Excalibur extraction. It's an all-new plan in execution. Sword cutting is next. Hence, Excalibur gets beheaded with no author. And clearly,
This is beyond metaphors and similes, because both like the former are not the other, nor like the latter. And although they both here depicted culinary, it's no pun. And since it's no pun, there's no pun intended by Wesley. This is blade and snipes. Call this a knife. Now knowing that it'll cut deep, when the deep fake cattle of a lie is exposed in broad daylight for its unauthentic magnificence, it'll be to keep not a cattle, but rather a cattle will best fit in the box, being one that can easily cuddle, which clearly will not be a cattle. It's too big. Better not charismatic over Catholic, or seeing them both the same, because doctrinally basis being abased to keep abate the former, it is lucid. The fire of the Holy Ghost beyond recognition has us all too baked. The difference between a cattle and a cat will be clearly put in state. With coats I'm familiar with, though not just as I am with a coat of arms. With pistols and ammunitions arrayed in a sleeve suit, I present to you the coat of arms. Covered with evenly spread, short-natured fur, not thick enough to be woolly. Large and huge estates held up by 4 thick beams that translates into slender form moving down to the foot of it. The head defines beastie with a symbol of authority, double horned into its skull, well fattened, dressed in nourishment, nutritiously fashioned. Thick walls, safeguarding and holding valuables securely concealed. Now that's a hide and hiding place serving as a safe for keeping safe possessed by the subject. And as lens for endoscopy identifies a 4-chambered room, it ain't barely for holding nothing but victuals. I said, and as lens for endoscopy identifies a 4-chambered ruminant belly, not for holding nothing but victuals. And with a jaw, I lent as chew dense hands capacitated without cavities to tirelessly chew the cud. And with a jaw, I lent as a student enhanced, capacitated without cavities to tirelessly chew the cud. Grinding on the wheelless rims with 0 damage. The descriptive tale can go on ahead, but well, feds, the description tells me, it seems to me that the subject described per the study is well fed. And so now, action command with the bullet approved to be a single taker. Don't cut me off just yet. It is a slick in nature. Even numerologists cannot figure out the stature. It slips out of palms, so sublime it is vapor. It wiggles as smoke. It brittles then broke, cracking down with a joke. Meth that cracks you up, that's dope. With a flare and with the flow, back to fluid, it can choke. Just be careful to serve an excessive gulp with the nope. It condenses from the way that it wiggles with the heat. After the heat, gives it some cool moves there with the breeze, it condenses. They call it a face off, yet expect you to face come. And when you face come, you see man in your face. Slippery imaging a max shot. Cloud imaging the face drop. Open face to take a cow by the horn and yet you hide. Facing inequalities is really how you take a dab. See man in your face, you're the seller or the sale. The seller of a sale. The pimp or the pimp, well it depends. Is that facial therapy a protein shake that's not in hand? With salami in your face, we meet a smile or a frown. You acquire hooking streamline, submerging that you catfished. And if it's fishing out, a cat can easily get you catfished. And that brings us just to what really the fact is. Cats are good swimmers, navigating a bunch of waves as my H2O self, dog, aqua, and water. This really is the way of flowing. Cats that help them swim. The cat must be wild enough for blood, such as schema with a vibrant nervous system, yet is friendly as a homer. I described a cat for you, and that circumference as a toner that talks about complexion, disparities in persona between a cat and a cattle, well, yet an atona. Atone so both cattle be soothed in the sauna hours. Atone so both cattle be soothed in the sauna hours. I was dragged onto the scene to make it seem I was on drugs. Never said I mostly has said I mostly with the most high, hence I am accused. As they claim that I was in possession of the drugs, when in fact, the truth knows the drugs had me put to use. IV, the true possessor be the IV, let the jury acquit. IV for, if the true possessor be the IV intravenous, let the jury acquit. Hey, yo! If he's on the block, how is he not in the building? Hey, yo! If he's on the block, how is he not in the building? Well, say he's on the block. Hence restricted from the building. Me with the womb, that's a little nasty. Say me with the womb, that's a little nasty. Exit. Alerts for parental guidance, it's all pigeons. Hence, if imposter white pigeons out of the blues fly in this space, Elon, we must exit to the exit. Literally, I can't incubate an industry, baby. I don't have the womb to nest it. In Q, it's better to maze to buy it on the cons and pros. Literally be with the womb. The fact is, this right here answers with taxes the question. If he's on the block, how is he not in the building? So now listen, with just my belly in the tower. I am barely in the tower. Oh, with just my belly in the tower.
I'm belly in the tower.
That's it. How is the bell in dormant mode still ringing? Be still. Hear the Adoma, man, it's ringing. It's through the Berlin Towers. Ehalakasa, Goethe Abansoro.
Ehalakasa! Ehalakasa!
How is he on the block if he's not in the building? In case you just joined us, this is the middle of the match for the prestigious Goethe Trophy Environmental Super Cup. And the match is between afforestation as the ball. Yeah, afforestation as the ball. But no, it's been slided down by deforestation. Now, deforestation sends a long one to bushfire. Now, bushfire passes by the first marker. Bushfire passes by the second marker. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Bushfire is clearing the field. It sends a true pass, hoping to meet its counterpart, hoping to meet air pollution. Now, air pollution crashes into its marker and the ball bounces in the air. But we ain't got to worry about nothing because up in the air is where air pollution eats. He proves that to us by jumping and meeting the ball midway in the air. And oh my God, what a beautiful dunk by air pollution. Now, before the bicycle kid will send the football into the embracing arms of the goalpost, the referee freezes the game. Game over. You've taken this entity that we live in for granted. So to you all, I say, game over. For the foul tackle, that's like we strangle the air. When man can't handle the factory chimneys erected up like saluting rifles, shooting smoke volumes in the air. How I love to watch them to reverse strangle those responsible. How I'd have loved to reverse strangle those responsible, causing float volumes in the air. Chief striker. Causing midfield chief striker. How I'd love to reverse strangle those causing float volumes, causing midway in the air. Catch away. It's almost as though Francis mutes a call whilst talking on the phone. How dare you tamper with my oxygen that'll make my natural call flow? You have overstepped your boundaries. You are offside. Why slide and knock down Mr. Enviro? Are you mentally degraded? As you contributed to the uprooted soul of an innocent fella, disintegrating its whole, constantly creating a hole in the defense. Oh, chief striker, striking down the firmed midfield helm just to create a hole in the defense in order to attain your goal of eating the Inwurim. Okay, what you call deforestation. When with zero hesitation, your portion will be to be served a yellow card. The tree you cut down without replacing deserve to serve you with some lashes. Bend over. Because God created you as a first-class living organism, you are preying on your underlings. Quit being an environmental pedophile. You have crossed the line, throw in rubbish, substituting canoes with them on the water bodies. See, what I'm going to do, what I desire to do is, I'm going to wrap up that stupidity in one rounded package and freely kick it to infinity and beyond. This free kick would inform you how you've deformed. A perfect ecological creation preventing it to revolve. I'm angered at the nonsense, so I'll continually sing this song until I get a positive response. Be torn. Yeah. The gesture you were filthily skating through someone else's 18-yard box would be torn. And in the end, the penalty that you got to bear is to be shown a red card out of this echo field. The referee doesn't give a damn because you violated the rules, which is unfair. And this is fair. When life casts searchlight on me, I am the prism that disperses it into a divergent beam of artistry. Shopping on this artistry. Anything you order on the cart is free. Can't you see that my art? Can't you see that my poetry illuminates the opaque nature of ignorance to show forth the real potence? Whatever bothers you is way beneath you. I inspire your soul to rise above it and trample on those doormats. Don't be so dormant and reach your hand and tap into the anointing is free. Whenever I'm punching, stress bleeds. Heaven is knocking open, please. To my poetic troubles, I'm handing you the keys that I used to open the shackles of pain. Even in a dungeon of poetry, I am free. I'm poetry personified. Why you hesitating? Can't you see? Oh la la, there it is. There it is. Oh la la. See me considered amongst the best in this art. Oh la la. Oh my God. And now I'm a baby, I'm a glow by heart. Words neatly knitted to negate upsets. No holes. Lands are tighter than a corset. Because when writing, you hold my hand. Truly, God, you're my farm. Your grace has made me a pro at man. Uncensored droplets of similes, negdeki and metonymies. You just tune into the poetic cosmopolitan.
Ehalakasa.
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 Lives in us.
It lives in us. It lives in us.
Lives in us. Lives in us.
Lives in us. Lives in us. Lives in us. What do I say? Holy Spirit was left in Ehalakasa. Say right. What do I say?